Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and today we're learning something new. I'm actually going to share what I've been working on. I'm doing a swap and I've learned a few things this week, so I'm going to share that. But first I wanted to show you this new thing that I got from scrapbook.com. This is on their website. I will put the link to this product. And I have it right next to my desk. Here's my desk, my work area. So I have it right next to it. It is the best thing that I had. I swear. Now I use I always use my heat gun. So I don't have it plugged in right now, but I have my heat gun here. The only problem with my heat gun is very old, and since I twirl it a lot, my wire gets twirled. So I don't know how to fix that, but that's the only thing with this. But I pulled out my heat gun, my glue gun, and I haven't used it for years, but I have it here now and I can plug it in and it's stored here, and I have the glue here, and I've already used it a few times this week, and I'm going to share one of the things that I made with my glue gun, which I haven't used in ages. So yeah, I'm so glad that I put it here. Then in the front, I put all my glue. So I have my glue stick. I have my, this is the scrapbook.com double-sided tape. I use this a lot. I use the big one a lot. I use this size a lot. I have the Tombow, my tape I use a lot. I journal, so I have this white out here now, because I always use that, and I also have a white eraser here. And then over here I have two types of scissors. I have a small scissor, a big scissor, and I have my attacher here, which I grab a lot. So yeah, so that's how I'm storing all my products there. So let's share what I've been making. So this week I learned a few things. I made a wallet out of a paper bag, and I'm obsessed with it. I used Coco Daisy paper here, and on my sewing machine I sewed on some trim, and I sewed by hand the button on. I put Velcro here so it opens up, and this one was my first attempt to make it, so the inside wasn't so great. So I will show you the inside in a minute. But this is my first attempt. I love the outside, but the inside I needed to improve. So it opens like this, and it has a few pockets. And it's just paper. It has a pocket here where I put the quotes that I made this week in here, and then it has another pocket here, smaller and smaller and smaller, so it has 4 pockets total. And yeah, so that's the first thing I made. So I wanted to improve it. I didn't really like how it opened up, but the outside is gorgeous, and again I used Coco Daisy paper. Yeah. So I said, okay, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to try to use fabric and see what happens. So the next attempt that I made was this one. I made it with fabric. I just had fabric sitting on my desk, and there was no apparent, I just wanted to use it up. So I had this purple fabric and blue, and again, I used the paper bag as the inside. But this time, you can see the back here. This time I stitched up the sides, and so it's actually closed on each side now. But it does still open. So I made a little tie that opens around the thing. I sewed this by hand. I did the tie inside, and this wraps around this. It goes around here. So when it opens up, let me see, the back here has a pocket. If you could see that, I have a pocket here. So yeah, as I said, it's made out of a paper bag. So I have a pocket here. I made a matching paper clip thing that with the same fabric was left over, so I just stuck it on here to keep it together. Then inside, I didn't do any Velcro on this one because I used the tie around to tie it, and this just ties closed. But when you open it up, it has one pocket, two pockets. So 2 pockets, big, they're big, so you could fit a big thing in there. 2 pockets, and the pocket on the outside, so 3 pockets total. And yeah, I liked how this one came out better than the first one, even though it's not as sturdy. So this is more sturdy. This is like hard because it's made out of paper. This is more soft, a soft wallet type thing. So, and then you just close it, you wrap it around. I go through the back and it wraps around the front, and then you just wrap it around the button. And I just have it lit. You could do it twice. Just wrap it around the total, and then just have it hang down like that. So that was my second attempt. So this is my next attempt. Same thing, I used fabric. So I sewed on the button. I did, again, the trim up the side and the side. I covered it with fabric. I had fabric, matching fabric for the top and the bottom. And again, this has the pocket here. So I could put some, right now there's nothing in it, but you could put something in there. And then it opens, this Velcro, this, as I tell you, I'm learning. I put Velcro here, but I had to sew it on by hand. So next time I do it, I'm going to do it by the sewing machine because it was hard to sew by hand. So I sewed that on by hand, so it does close. And then inside I have there's 2 pockets. So I have a napkin that I put in here for spring. And then on this side I made a card. Alright, so here's the card I made. It's a seed card. I made the paper clip to match. Another paper clip here that's holding on. It says grow with the flow. There's some seeds in here. This is a seed card holder that I made here that goes into that. And nothing on the back. I had to write to who it's going to, so I didn't write that yet. So that's the card that I made. I made a whole bunch of these, and they're going out in a swap. And then I was at, oh, is there something in here? There is something, oh, there's 3 pockets. So there's a pocket here, there's something in here. So now I'm going to get to show you what I made with my hot glue gun. So I was in Target, and I picked up this. So it's garland, and it has these flowers. So I'm thinking, originally I got this, instead of putting the button on here, I was going to put the flower on here. But the flower is huge. So I'll show you in a minute. But the flower in here is huge, and it didn't look good on the front. So I made a paper clip. So this is what I used the paper clips in here, my hot glue gun for. So here is the paper clip. I had these big, huge, from the Dollar Tree, paper clips. And this is big. This is how big it is. It's huge. It's too big to go on top of here because that's where I wanted. I was going to put it on here, but I think it's too big. So I made a paper clip instead. And I hot glued the paper. I hot glued the paper clip to the back of the flower. I had to take the string off. There was a string because it was garland. I took the string off with the scissor, and I hot glued it to the paper clip, and then I put the fabric, the matching fabric that goes with this, a little piece to go on the top to hold it in place. So now you have a paper clip that will go on here or anything, but I have it stored inside. I have it stored inside the pocket. So this is how I think I'm going to be making them. I really like how it turned out. So my, so how many pockets does this thing have? I have a pocket here. So let's just say I have another, say I'm just putting this in for an example. There's a pocket here, right? And then when you open it up, it has a pocket here. That's where I had the paper clip. And then it has a pocket here. That's where I put the paper napkin. And then I had another pocket where I put the card. So that's how I'm going to be mailing it out. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. And I really like how it came out. The only thing is the next one I do, I think I'm going to sew this on by sewing machine instead of by hand. So, yeah. And I also have to make something to put in the back pocket. But that's what I've been working on. I love how this came out. And I have so much fabric because I was a quilter. So that's what I'm getting all my fabric from. And I think I'm going to make each one separately. I asked all my swap people what they like if they had like dogs or cats or flowers or what's their favorite color, and I'm going to be making more of these. They're coming out really good. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm improving each time I make one. I improve it. All right, guys, it's time to learn something new. So I wanted the universe to tell me, what am I learning today? And when I went on my podcasts, because I've been listening to the podcast, I'll put the link to what I listen to. So this is the podcast that I'm listening to. It's the Craft Room podcast. It's by Dawn Lewis. And as you can see here, I am on episode 18, which is the top 7 things you need to crochet. So that's why I'm doing crochet today. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm also going to check out Dawn Lewis's YouTube channel because I haven't been there yet. But I've been listening to her Craft Room podcast the whole month of February, and now we're in March. So I'm really enjoying it. So I started from episode 1, and as I said, I am now on episode 18. Okay, so I have crocheted in the past. I donated all my stuff because I no longer do it. My grandmother is a big crocheter. And my daughter, Victoria, she crochets. So she has a large selection of crochet stuff. So yesterday I went to the store and I picked up some needles. I got a G, H, and I. And I also picked up some knitting needles. I just picked up an 8, 10-inch one. Because I've learned how to knit, but I never stuck with it. So I figured maybe I could try to knit again. But I think crochet is the way I'm going to go today. So I picked up, my whole goal was to make sunflowers. So I picked up yellow, brown, and black. And then when I got home, I searched the internet and I want to make shamrocks. Because we're in March, and I figured I went up into my daughter's stash and I stole one of her green. I had to give this back to her, but I stole one of the green ones. I just have it stored in a bin that I had in the garage. So I'm going to go on the internet and try to do a shamrock. I'll share my results after I finish it. So we're going to attempt to make a shamrock. We'll see what happens. I have found a YouTuber that I'm going to follow, and I will share who I learned from in the description and tell you who I did when I come back. Okay, so I made 2 shamrocks, one with an H needle and one with a, oh, I can't even see it, G needle. So this is the G needle, and I noticed that I didn't have a needle. I was using my regular sewing needle. I need to get a needle, so I'm going to go to Walmart and get a needle, because this is very hard to get the thread onto here so I could finish it up. So I'm going to do that. Anyway, so this is my page for the day. It says, what should I learn today? I did some doodling on the top because I've been doing my lettering. So I listened to the Craft Room podcast by Dawn Lewis, episode 18, which is top 7 things you need to crochet. And yes, you do need a needle, because regular sewing needles do not work with yarn. So I'm going to go purchase one of those. So then I searched on the internet to learn how to do, I was going to do flowers, but I figured since we're in March, we will do the shamrocks. So I followed Bella Coco on YouTube. She has a great tutorial on how to make a shamrock. So this is the first one I made. This came out pretty cool. So I used the H needle for this. I'm just going to glue this onto the page. So I have it in my journal. I put the notes of how to make it. Then I attempted to make it again with the other needle, which is a G needle, so it comes out a little bit smaller. I actually like the H better, and I learned that I do need to buy another needle. How long did this take me to do this? So I did this one and I didn't time it, but when I went to do this one, I timed it and it took me 10 minutes. So not that bad. I just had to finish it with I have to sew these threads in. Okay, so after I did the shamrocks, I went back and I made 2 flowers here. They're puff flowers. I need to work on my tension. It seemed to be a little tight, and then I made this one too loose. I used different yarn though to make this. So I made 2 of those. And then I attempted to make a heart where you use a magic circle, but I couldn't get my magic circle to tighten. That was an epic fail, my heart. I have to try it again, but I don't like how it came out. I hot glued these down to the paper so I could put it in my journal and they won't fall off. Let's spin the wheel for tomorrow. We are doing envelopes tomorrow. Well, that's fun. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye!